I'd like to call the January 7th town board meeting to order. Please rise and Chief Probation can lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for being here tonight, everyone. So, sitting here tonight as supervisor of the town of Fallsburg is deeply personal for me. This isn't just a position, it's a responsibility to a place that has been home to my family for 4 generations. My roots are here, my memories are here, and my commitment to this town comes from the heart. Fallsburg has shaped who I am, the people, the neighborhoods, the shared challenges, and the celebrations. This community taught me the value of hard work, fairness, and showing up for one another. That's the spirit I promise to bring to this office every day. As we move forward, my focus is protecting and strengthening the foundation of our town. That means investing in our infrastructure, our roads, our water, our sewer systems, parks, and public spaces, so they're safe, dependable, and built to last. These aren't abstract projects. They affect families, businesses, and everyday life. I also believe strongly that government works best when people feel heard. I am committed to an open, honest communication with our residents. You deserve transparency, respect, and a seat at the table. I want this town government to be accessible, responsible, and worthy of your trust. And I also want to say how grateful I am for our dedicated town staff. Their service, experience, and the pride that in their work keep Fallsburg running. I have tremendous confidence in them, and I look forward to working side by side with all of them. I take this role seriously because this town means everything to me. Together with unity, respect, and care for one another, we could build a Fallsburg that honors its past and moves confidently into the future. And thank you for putting your trust in me. Next we have correspondence.
This is a letter to Supervisor Steingart in reference to elected 2025 tax receiver, which would be 2026. Dear Supervisor Steingart, as per our meeting on December 3rd at 11 a.m. with Scott Du Bois, Jennifer Edwards, and Winnie Forsch in attendance, and Nathan Steingart and Richard Baum, ESQ by Zoom, I have come to the conclusion that the town of Fallsburg has not met the requirements of the position of receiver of taxes as published in the October 24, 25 Friday edition of the Sullivan County Democrat as a write-in vote in accordance with the approved November 5, 2024 resolution number 66. There were no candidates for the other respective political parties. Paragraph 8 of resolution number 66 clearly states town Fallsburg to take all procedural steps necessary to create the elected office of receiver of taxes and assessments as required by town law section 20 for election in 2025 for a 4-year term pursuant to town law 24, 1 year later, and not one person unfamiliar with having a resolution nor location of office or proposed staffing. My list of questions on December 3rd, as well as over the course of 5 weeks, were repeatedly responded to me with, I don't know, we've never done this before. Therefore, no procedural steps were taken throughout 2025. No budgeted in the 2025 tax levy for compensating me for work in December, nor security office equipment, telephone cabinets with locks to secure tax rolls, and of the most important, a secure non-removable vault. When I asked if I would have a part-time assistant to help cover, especially for dual verification of cash counts, taxpayer assistance, telephone, I was told I would have to pay for the part-time assistant. Not even a bank can open with one employee. The budgeted $9,300 salary is insufficient for the position. The basis of the conversation at this December 3rd meeting was that the receiver of taxes was a lot of work. The work was trying to get a straight answer. I did not get any response other than I was being set up to fail. 2 days later, on December 5th, I received an email from Town Attorney Richard Baum providing me with a resignation format for my convenience. My certification is successfully winning the November 4th, 2025 Town of Fallsburg election for receiver of taxes arrived from the Sullivan County Board of Elections at 5 p.m. on December 18th, 2025, delivered by mail. Prior notification was a phone call from Supervisor Bensimon November 2025. My successful election results were never published in the local newspaper, the Sullivan County Democrat, along with other write-in results. Out of sight, out of mind. The negligence of the town board by not abiding by Resolution 66 was never addressed. Therefore, due to the non-existent orientation, structural adherence to the law, political maneuvering, and lack of leadership, my family, friends, and peers reluctantly agree with my decision to not undertake the elected position of receiver of taxes for the town of Fallsburg. Respectfully submitted, Ada Cole, receiver of taxes elect.
Any other correspondence? Thank you. So before...
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to thank Ada for, trying to, become the receiver of taxes, and, I appreciate that you did that.
So before we get to citizens' comments, I should have said it before I spoke, but I just wanted to recognize, well, before I want to recognize anybody, I wanted to thank Mike Bensimon for the 2 years that he served as supervisor. I appreciate your service. We didn't always see eye to eye, to be honest, but I know that your heart is for... I just want you to know that I appreciate your work for the town, so thank you. And before the comments, I just want to recognize we have some heavy hitters in the audience, so I want to make sure they're recognized, and if any of them want to speak before we start with citizens' comments, please feel free. So first, our Assemblywoman Paula Kay is in the audience, and is going to be she's going to swear us in. Thank you for coming, Paula. We have Legislator Joe Perillo in the audience. We have former legislator and my brother Ira Steinberg. My beautiful wife Rachel. We have Michael Medic in the back. Former Supervisor Steve Agliante is back there. We have former Councilman Joe Levner I saw in the audience. We have our newly elected mayor of the village of Woodridge, Mr. Schlesinger is in the back. We have Steve Burke, head of the Conservative Party and my brother-in-law Bruce and my sister Cindy. Bruce is also a town. Thank you for coming. Citizens' comments.
Mary Adams.
So I just wanted to thank you all for being here. I've worked with the town maybe 5 years, which is very little in comparison to many of you. But I do know how complicated it is to run a small town. And I didn't used to know that. And I don't think most people do know what it takes to run this town. And I think just looking at the agenda and all the people that you are now swearing in shows how huge it is to run a small town. So I just really want to thank each one of you for stepping up, doing this service. It's a lot of work, and it's so important. We wouldn't actually have a town without you. So I hope this next year will be a really fantastic time for us all to work together. And thank you, Nate, for being our supervisor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we do have online Pam Wagner. Pam, if you would unmute.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you.
Okay. Good evening, Town Board, and Happy New Year, everyone. I have concerns about tonight's agenda. I would like to raise a question about resolutions 1 through 5 at the end of the agenda. These resolutions cover important topics including capital projects, pre-planning board escrows, and demolition of public buildings. Because they involve significant authority and public interest, I respectfully request that they be removed from the consent agenda so that each resolution can be explained individually and public can fully understand their scope and impact. Thank you. Good night.
Anyone else online?
Real quick before the next, sorry, I forgot my daughter Rose is also here. And certainly our lieutenant.
And our detective, Kyle.
Oh, really? There he is.
We wouldn't be a town without these
We
guys.
would not be attending without these guys.
I don't see anybody else online with their hand up.
Okay. Next, we move on to our agenda, and we're going to start with our swearing-in ceremony. I'm sorry. Yeah, come up. Yeah, please. Please give your name to...
Hi, how are you? Paula. Yep, you've been here with us before.
Yes, I'm back.
You're back. You may.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not such a formal person. I'm a retired physician, retired professor emeritus of CUNY. And I come in a very humble way to thank the board and to thank the town supervisors. And literally, I'm not saying it figuratively, there are certain individuals that may have literally this week saved my life. I'm going to mention the names and then I'm going to give the details. It's not a game, it's not a joke, it's not drama. This police officer, humans, Miss Jen Edwards, there's code enforcement Shabazz, there's Sergeant Anthony Ramirez. That's it for right now. It's hard for me to speak. I really only started this week, literally. Okay, I'm going to just give a little bit of the background. In October, November, I didn't receive Pete. I'm a resident of South Fallsburg. I didn't receive Pete for 3 weeks. The landlord evaded me and his management evaded me. When I called, they put it on hold, the calls were dropped. There was no word. Then approximately January 1st or January 2nd, I was taken with an ambulance on an emergency basis. The temperature was 3 or 2 degrees, literally 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And there was no oil, there was no heat, and there was a complete window missing. I had 4 coats, 3 hoods, 4 coats, 4 pair of socks, 4 pair of pants, and under the boots, my toes, my fingers, my ears were numb, and I could sense that my legs were getting numb. I feared that if I would go to sleep, I might not wake up, that I'd be frozen. I was told by my doctor that had I died, God forbid, that they would have just said, oh, an old man died of an innocent heart attack. No, it would have really been whatever the technical term for manslaughter or neglect or abuses. Okay, I'm just going to give a little bit more of the details, and I won't take your time. When I called, I had never done this before in all this time, but finally the 3rd time, this is not my normal voice. I normally have a strong voice with which I can project. I'm really holding on. But I called 911, they referred me to the police department. There, police officer Humans, he intervened personally. He called the landlord's management and he connected me with Officer Shabazz. Within 8 minutes, enforcement officer Shabazz arrived at my door 8 minutes after I had waited literally each time. Once it was 2 to 3 weeks with no heat, once it was 2.5 days, another time 2.5. But literally 2 degrees. Officer Shabazz, he came, he asked me to summarize without rushing me. He didn't try to intimidate me, he wanted to help. He said, please explain to me what is wrong and how I can help. And also with Miss Jen Edwards, when in a very respectful way, a courteous way, she said, please let us know what we could do to help you. After I explained to police officer, to code enforcement officer Shabazz, he said, I'll be back. And he said it in a very determined way. Within 28 minutes, there were 5 men. 2 from the oil company with a tank of gas, with a truck of petroleum fuel, and 3 men from the management repair team that would never respond to me before. Code enforcement officer Shabazz, he told them, he didn't ask them, he told them, you will fix this today. He didn't ask them, it was like a commander giving orders. And they respected him, and they took it seriously. And even the window, I mean, there was a gust of wind, 2 degrees coming in. He said, that'll be fixed today. And they said, I don't know if they called him sir, but they acted as though they understood the word was sir. I also want to praise the person or persons, I don't know who I'm referring to, I'm asking for advice, who appointed these people to their jobs, who appointed, for example, Jen Edwards, she's the secretary to the town supervisor, who appointed the code enforcement officers, who appointed the police officers. They merited their jobs. This was not anything else but done by merit. And there's great coordination between the police and the Department of Buildings and the Violations Department. It was done so much insane. For them to have arrived within 28 minutes. Also, police officer, enforcement officer Shabazz, he literally walked into every accessible room and touched each and every radiator of the entire building. And then he went into the basement and he assessed, or whatever the word is, he checked out the boiler and the heating system, and he made his report. He wasn't there to do a quickie and just file a violation. He wanted to help. And just as a follow-up for the last time I had been here, I had a problem with multiple neighbors. They weren't bad people, but they were hanging out in a gangish way, playing music in the halls at 2, 3 in the morning on a regular basis. Sergeant Edwards and Police Officer Anthony Ramirez, they had to speak with these people. Since then, and I have mentioned to the board before, there has never been music, there's no one hanging out in the halls, there's no noise, and I just thank you and I bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. I do have Eve Eisner online that would like to speak. Eve, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hi, thank you. Good evening. Thank you, everybody. My name is Abe Eisner. My wife and I are happy and pleased to be Fallsburg residents in Lake Forest for the last 25 years. I want to take this opportunity to thank previous council advisor Mike Bensimon, and council members for doing a great job for the last 2 years. I'd like to congratulate the new town supervisor, Nate Steingart, and current council members on assuming their positions. As always, feel free to reach out to me wherever I can be helpful for the benefit of the town of Fallsburg for a great future. Good luck, and sorry I'm not there to join you, Nate, tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
No more comments? So one heavy hitter that I failed to recognize, I apologize. We should have all just stood up and introduced ourselves, is former county manager Jonathan Drapian in the back. Sorry. I'm not used to having such an all-star group in our audience. All right, next, Paul, if you could come up and.
So I wanted to, if you don't mind,
Of course not, of course
do
not.
this separately.
Whatever you want to do.
So, Fallsburg is like a family, and it's certainly like a family to me. And I, as a former employee here and staff, and my boss in the back, Steve, and my boss, Nathan, and Joe, I'm sorry, it's been a long day, and Joe. It is such a pleasure to be back here today and to have the privilege to swear in this new town board and elected officials. So Nathan, if you wouldn't mind coming up.
I'm honored.
And it is like a family here. Half the audience are Steingarts, and if all of the Steingart family could come up and stand with Nathan. Beautiful guy.
Oh, I'll do that when she gets done.
You want to hold it?
That's nice.
All right. Nate, could you raise your right hand, please? It's a test.
Don't make it too tough.
I,
I,
Nathan Steingart,
Nathan Steingart,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the laws of the town of
the
Fallsburg,
laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of town supervisor
the duties of town supervisor
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my abilities.
That's it. Do you guys want, did you guys get a photo of
All right, come back.
Get a quick photo, come on
Oh, no.
that? So you go back.
Bruce, come on up.
Can I be in the photo?
Absolutely, come on up. One with and one without it, right? Yeah.
All right, now let's do one without.
I'll do one with Ocean alone later.
And Joe.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
I also want to reiterate what a great job you did as town supervisor, and the town is privileged to have you back in your new role, so thank you.
I just want to say that for years while I was on the zoning board, Paula was our zoning board attorney, and we made a lot of great decisions over the years with her guidance.
Thank you so much. All right, you ready? Raise your right hand, please. I,
I,
Michael Bensimon,
Michael Bensimon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of town council member
of town council member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
have to say, this is fun. This is
It's
good stuff.
the good stuff of the job, right?
Yep. Raise your right hand, please. I, Miranda Behan,
Miranda Behan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will fully discharge
the duties of the office of council member
the duty of office of the councilman
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, this is fun. Paula and Paula.
Yes.
We don't have many opportunities where there's.
You guys had matched, yeah. We're on Valentine's.
Okay, ready? Okay. Raise your, you do this all the time.
I do it all the time.
Okay, so, I, Paula Grogan,
Paula Grogan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg.
and I will faithfully discharge the office of
And I will faithfully discharge the office of
Town clerk.
clerk.
and receive road taxes.
Yeah, we can, no, because I haven't gotten it yet.
Yep. Town clerk to the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
We'll have you back in like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Stay with Jackie.
You're gonna sit back down or stand up?
No,
there?
thank God.
All right. Can I get a motion to appoint Arnold Seletsky as the councilman for the term of 1 year to expire December 31st, 2026?
Motion.
Second.
The motion in the second. Vote. Aye.
All?
All in favor?
No,
So you're abstaining?
I'm a no.
You're a no, okay.
3 to 1. Congratulations.
Yep.
So and this is a privilege too, because
Yeah.
Arnold was also my former boss.
Yeah.
So, ready?
Pleasure.
I,
I,
Arnold
Arnold
Seletsky,
Seletsky,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States,
United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and that I will faithfully discharge the office of
and I will faithfully discharge the office of
town council member
town council member
to
to
the best of my
the best
abilities.
of my ability.
Congratulations.
Arnold?
Oh, yeah.
Arnold?
Yes.
Are you gonna stay till the end, because we'd like to, when we're all done, it'll be a quick meeting, like 10 minutes. And if not, we could do a picture before.
Let's do a picture.
Right. So let's do the next one, then we'll do a picture. And then, okay. Can I have a motion to appoint councilperson Jeffrey Weiner as deputy supervisor?
Motion.
Lucky Siri doesn't get
How are you voting?
That's right.
We have a motion and a second.
Who's the second?
I second it. Richard, correct, right?
You can second,
Yeah.
you're allowed to
Okay.
vote for yourself.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay,
4 yes and 1 abstention.
okay.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your turn to vote.
You learned it. You ain't going for a quarter. I'll have to do
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the
that I
Constitution
will support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States,
United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the laws of the town of
and the
Fallsburg,
laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
Deputy
Deputy
Supervisor
Supervisor
to the best of my
to the
ability.
best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait, I want my other half. Come on up here, Steve. My other, my second, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, this is it. Come on,
Almost.
This is his family.
that's it.
And then one
Well-
more, just you guys.
There you go. Come in here, come on.
All right, the entire board.
Come on, yeah.
We need a good picture for the website, so here. Try to-
You're asking, you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
If we go this
tight
way.
space.
Come on.
Go back, you go back to the post office.
Oh, but the lighting is not the best. Now, can we have a picture with our police officers?
Yeah, come on in, come on in there.
There we go.
Kyle?
Where is Kyle? Get him up here.
Yes,
Why don't we
Officer
put a
George
timer
Rogers
on?
always looks amazing.
Well, that's the base, okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll knock down the.
What's wrong?
And our judge, Kaminsky?
Why don't we put the,
Can't
Put
do
everybody,
without
put
us.
everybody.
let's put the camera on the desk again, like all of us.
I do.
Okay, they're waiting. Come on.
It's getting tight here, you can't add anybody else.
Thank you. They're both here.
Thank you again for, thank you. Then we just had a, oh,
Yeah,
are you gonna,
you need to swear,
Judge Kaminsky in? You get sworn in?
yes,
Judge.
I can.
yes.
So, a late comer to our Hall of Fame night here
Because he
is,
had court.
He had
because he had
court.
court. Well, I didn't say he was out for dinner, he was working. Judge
Don't worry, I got
Kaminsky.
you back.
Judge, pleasure to see you again. So, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
Jamie Kaminsky,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
of the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and the laws of the town of Fallsburg,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office,
town justice,
town justice,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you guys
Can
can
you
do
just
an
turn
about
this
face.
way? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great
Thank
to
you.
see
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Paula.
Nate, I just wanted to
Oh,
say
no, it's fine.
something, if I could
No, I
stand
know,
up.
it's a late comment.
Can you wait just, we're almost done,
We need to.
just at the end, for
Okay,
sure.
thank you.
And thank you, Paula, for coming.
Thank you,
Mr. Supervisor, before we get into that,
Yeah.
I wrote something to the board that I gave to the clerk. If the town clerk would read that statement.
Okay, I appreciate it. Paula, can you read that?
Yep.
Thank you.
So dated January 7th, 2026, Mr. Supervisor and board members, please accept this as my disclosure of potential conflict of interest and my intent to refuse to comply with Chapter 12 of the Town Code of Ethics. My son is the Parks and Recreation Director. My son's employment does not constitute a prohibited interest as he is not a minor, not a dependent, and is already employed by the town. Exercising abundance of caution and to avoid appearance of conflict, I intend to recuse myself in all matters of setting compensation and management or supervision in connection with my role as board member and as the town employee. Although there is no direct reporting requirement for Parks and Recreation employees and staff serving under the director, I intend to be recused from those communications as well. I am for historical and procedural aspects in the operation of the Parks and Recreation Department, as required by the board, only an informational basis, not as management direction or supervisor. Thank you, Arnold Fleski.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, I'd like a motion to accept a consent agenda for items 3 through 62. This is not a policy that we're going to have on our weekly normal meetings, but there's over 60 items on the agenda, and a lot of people came for the swearing in, so for this one meeting, we're going to have a consent agenda.
Make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Supervisor, can I ask that certain motions be voted on separately?
What are you concerned about, which ones?
So 9, 13, 14, 19 through 23, 31, 32, 33, and 46. Well, 31, I just want to make an amendment to 31.
Okay.
So for 31, I'd like to increase the reimbursement from 70 cents to 72.5 cents, which is the 2026 IRS mileage reimbursement rate.
Okay.
That was 72.5?
72.5. The 70 cents that's there now, that's the 2025 rate. If that's okay with everybody. And then the others, you know,
So which numbers again? That's, like, you said it.
9, 13, 14, 19 through 23, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Well, you can abstain on any number.
Hold
you
on,
want.
let's
Hold
go,
on.
let's go step by step. Let's go with the low hanging easy first. With regard to the consent agenda, you can make a motion and a second to modify number 31 to be 72.5 cents. And that would still remain part of the consent agenda, and then we can deal with the rest on an item by item basis as to whether or not the board is going to allow the items to be pulled or not. But let's go step by step. What's the consensus with regard to amending item number 31 from 70 cents to 72.5 cents?
I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
So right now, as part of the consent agenda, that actually is 72.5 cents.
Perfect.
All right. Now, as to the rest, you have to get, basically, it's a motion to modify, to remove those items, and there would have to be a second, and then it would amend it to remove them from the consent agenda. Everything else would remain on the consent agenda.
Okay, so
So
I'd like
you're,
to-
so in essence, that would be considered a motion to remove items 9, 13, 14, 19, 23, 31 we dealt with,
Yeah.
and 32. So it's
32,
9,
46.
Plus
Thir-
32
30.
and 46.
32, 33, 46.
46.
Now,
Right now, the consent agenda stands as it is with the one modification, which is on
so
motions.
just a question, because it's my first. If Michael is uncomfortable with any of these specific items, we could still use the consent
Yes,
agenda,
yes,
and he could
second.
vote no or abstain, or, because
Well, you have
I'm
to
going to
go, if
abstain.
it's a consent agenda, generally a consent agenda, once the consent agenda is accepted, it's an up or down vote, and typically what can be done is recusals and abstentions if someone's unprepared to vote on a particular one. Those would be on a board member by board member basis. So for example, if it's something where it requires recusal, you can still have a consent agenda, but whoever is making a recusal would say, I want to make a record of a recusal on item number 9, whatever. So that would be how it would work. The question is, so we would accept it, whether the consent agenda, the question on the table now, there's a motion to amend the consent agenda to remove 9, 13, 14, 19 through 23, 32, 33, and 46.
Okay.
So in order for that to be voted on, someone has to second that motion. Is there a second to remove those items from the consent agenda?
No second?
Yeah, so no second. So you mentioned that I could go on the record with.
You can make a record of if there are particular items that you would be voting, some other way on.
Okay.
You would probably make this record now, because after you make this record, there's gonna be an up or down vote on the consent agenda, and you've made a record, Your record would only change something if the votes are insufficient to carry the consent agenda.
Understood. All right, so if that's the case, then I'm going to abstain from 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23, as well as number 14.
14?
14, yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna vote no on number 9, 13, 32, 33, and 46.
All right, and that's for record purposes.
And for the record, I'm going to abstain from number 8.
And I'm abstaining from 32.
Hold on. You're 38 and.
I'm 8.
You're 8, number 8, which
Bruce
is
a
Bruce,
relative,
right?
so I'm not going to.
Yeah, okay.
That's it for
And I abstain from 32.
32. Okay.
So we had a motion, I
No,
second.
it's recused.
Yeah, recused.
He's
Recused.
recusing. They- you
I'm
have to
recused,
Two
recuse.
recusals, it's 2 recusals.
What was 46? What was Mike?
46 is in the middle.
It's a golf.
Who's Galbraith?
All right.
Did you
So
want
I
to
have a
add to
motion,
it?
I have a motion to approve now,
It's a motion to approve the items on the
Motion.
consent agenda.
right. Do I have a motion?
Second.
As modified by.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Do I have a vote? The vote yes.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to abstain.
You're abstaining from the entire agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we have 3 yeses, 1 abstention, and then Michael's yeses and
Right,
No.
I would fall under neither of those categories, right? Neither
It
recusal nor
is
abstention.
what it is. Essentially, it's, in effect, would be a no if you don't vote for the whole agenda. You've made a record as to what you're doing, but in effect, it's a no vote, because you didn't vote yes.
Thank you.
Right. I don't have, that's it for our agenda. I don't have any items for executive session. Does anyone? No. Can I get a motion to close?
Motion to close. Second.
All in favor? Thank you again, everyone, for coming.
Sorry.
Thank you.